It is one of the most famous and volatile religious places in the world. The Aqsa Mosque, the Dome of the Rock, and the site of two ancient Jewish temples destroyed by the Babylonians and then the Romans thousands of years ago. But what if I told you that a third temple, far larger than the original two, exists today? And this is it. The Temple of Solomon in Brazil. And look, when it comes into view, how it just towers above all the other buildings here in this area of Sao Paulo. And the height of this replica of the original Temple of Solomon is 55 meters. It's just huge. And by the way, that is much, much larger than the height of the original temple, according to what was written in the Bible, which was just 13 meters. So they went way overboard here in building this insane replica of Solomon's temple. Let's go inside and see what we can find.
Leve ele lá na tenda tem um pessoal.
Isso, é melhor. Me acompanha aqui fazendo. Como que é o nome do senhor?
Alec,
Alec.
mi nombre.
My name is Jefferson.
East Jefferson.
Isso.
Thank you very much for
Opa.
showing me the place. The replica of the Jewish temple
Yes.
here in Brazil. Amazing.
9 anos o templo. 9 anos completou.
Okay. Wow.
Aqui, ó, por gentileza.
So we're now behind the temple. This is the back side of the temple. And I wasn't allowed to film in there, unfortunately. They took me down into the parking lot and there was so much security there. It's crazy. There must have been 50 security guards walking around. God knows why. See? So they're so strict about cameras here. Look, there was a guy behind me filming with a nice camera, and now the security apprehending him.
Didn't like they didn't like
That you're filming now.
no.
Yeah,
I was filming just the temple, just just this front
Yeah, me too.
wall.
Yeah,
And they asked me if this is a professional equipment,
Yeah.
if I have a permission to use it,
Yeah.
things like that.
Well, I assume that once you enter here, then you are officially in the territory of the
Yeah.
temple, so then they can like demand that you don't film
Yeah.
because it's not public space anymore.
Yeah, okay, that's okay, but it's
Their choice.
it's not an embassy, so
Yeah.
it's very difficult to understand their motives.
The logic.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
very. I think it's very rude because if you build something so
Yeah.
big, so huge,
Yeah.
maybe you can show to another people and let them make some photos, make some videos.
Right.
It's very rude,
I
I
understand.
think.
But what happens is they take you actually down here, down these steps into the parking lot, and then there is just so much security underneath the building in this huge parking lot from which you enter, and they take your phone and your camera. So I was not able, unfortunately, to film inside, but I can tell you what goes on inside is that you have a huge hall that can seat 9,500 people. 9,500 people inside the building, and at the very end there is a replica of the Ark of the Covenant with those two angels with their wings spread like that. So as you can see, there are a lot of people there waiting to enter the temple, and interestingly also you have these little booklets which show text in Hebrew. You see Solomon's temple, Mikdash Shlomo, and everything here is written in English and in Hebrew. In English and in Hebrew. And what the guy told me when we were inside, where I was not allowed to film, is that this temple with the 9,500 people capacity is for people of all faiths. So it can be for Christians, evangelical Christians who built this amazing site, and also Jews and Muslims and anybody else. I tried to understand what prayers would look like with a mix of religions. So I guess it's not an organized prayer because each religion prays differently. But I guess just the idea of everyone being able to go inside and sort of feel the presence of the place. Interesting. Israel, Evangelical, Israel, amigos, no? Or no? See? Okay. There's some type of center here. I even see a Star of David up there. Okay. No camera. Okay. So they kicked me out of here as well, telling me you can't film. A lot of secrecy around the evangelicals in Brazil for some reason that I don't understand. Very strange. I was offered though a tour of the other parts of the temple complex the next day, so I decided to return and investigate further.
O templo de Salomão é dos cristãos
Evangélico.
protestantes da cá.
Sim.
E não me...
No evangélico.
Não.
No.
Bonito por fora, mas não me...
Es réplica de templo original en Israel.
Sim. Dizem que sim.
Ya mucho seguridad, mucho policía, no policía, seguridad privada. Security.
Sim, privado. É uma região pobre, né?
Sim.
Com muitos assim moradores homeless.
Sim.
Então acaba precisando, por ser um lugar aberto, né?
Sim.
Acaba precisando ter uma segurança privada ali para que não tenha bagunça, né? Não tenha.
Sim.
Como muitas pessoas, muitos turistas, os moradores de rua, né? Os homeless buscam dinheiro, pedir dinheiro, então precisa. Vamos passeio.
Sim. All right. Here we are again. The Templo de Salomão. Entrada e possível filmar com telefone?
Vídeo não, mas
fotos.
Pode sim.
Ok, sim.
Pode sim, pode com a câmera também.
No câmera.
Pode sim.
Ah, sim?
No passeio sim. Para o passeio do Rabin bíblico sim, é permitido.
This is a replica of the tabernacle, the holy tent housing the Ark of the Covenant before the construction of the Grand Temple. Video forbidden, I took these images secretly.
So let's enter this place. So here's the Ark of the Covenant.
Wow. It was this small. This was the measurement.
This is the measurement.
I thought it was bigger.
Oh no.
Maybe because I saw Indiana Jones.
Oh yes.
So in there
in
it's
the
like,
movies.
Yeah, and the wings are like big, you know?
Fingers.
Yeah.
When Jesus was crucified and we say it's over and the veil was rented by up to the down, this is an opening of God to all the people on earth. Before only one man, one day.
Yeah.
But today everyone can reach the presence of God with a pure heart.
Yeah. What is this dome?
This dome is the memorial of Jerusalem.
Because it's similar to the Dome of the Rock, right? Now that's a question also because it's such a politically sensitive, like the area, you know?
Yeah.
So, like they're claiming that we are trying to build a temple like this on the mosque, but it's not true. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So what do you think about that? About like the sensitivity of the place that the temple was supposed to, the temple was or could be in the future that people say that.
I don't know in the scriptures that say the third temple will be built.
Yeah.
Ezekiel prophecies and other prophecies.
Yeah.
But we believe that there will be a time that it will happen.
Like with a prophecy or something, with a
Yes.
Messiah or something, not like through whatever force or something like that.
Yes, not only by forces, natural forces,
Yeah.
but it's a spiritual meaning about all this stuff. So we believe that the moment it will happen, we have signals.
A faith in miracles, salvation, and zeal for God and His holy house. A place for all peoples of all nations and all beliefs, whose heart's desire is to have a real experience with the living God, just as it happened in the past. Welcome to the Temple of Solomon, a place of peace for all humanity.
And one last thing I want to say before the rain starts to pour down here, as a disclaimer, this in no way means that I in any way support trying to build a third temple on the Temple Mount and harming the Aqsa Mosque that is there, replacing it with a giant temple or something like that. So just want to be absolutely clear about that. Yes, I believe historically that the Temple Mount compound, which is also where Al-Aqsa and the Dome of the Rock is right now, is the site of the ancient historical temple, but that doesn't mean that I in any way whatsoever support doing any damage or harm to the mosque in order to build a temple or anything of that sort. Just want to make that absolutely 100% clear before I go. So what do you think about this place? Is this a way to get closer to God, to feel the spirituality, or is it some type of closed sect group with other motives? I don't know. Tell me what you think in the comments below. I gotta get out of the rain now. See ya.